by destroying the backyard. What's up, folks? Guess who's back? Season 2 of Shop Updates. Introducing Baby Roosty as our star. And this year, we've got ourselves a videographer, Team Guppy, behind the camera to make the Shop Updates a little more cinematic, possibly. What do you think, Baby Roosty? You're getting to be a big boy. Look at, let's show you off to everybody. Look at him. He's mad. So the big project right now is heating and supply water, whatever, drinking water, to the shop, okay? So the heating portion of it, we're tying into our wood boiler right here. So this is our central boiler heating system. That's how we heat the house. We burn wood. It's at 160 degrees right now. Inside of here is a fire. When this temperature gets below about 150 degrees, the fire kicks up. There's water all around this enclosure, and that water is pumped through these pipes right here that heat our house and are gonna heat the boat garage. Currently, right now, our back barn, like where the chicken coop is ran off this pump only. So we're tying in the shop, okay? We've already done a ton of work for this, a ton of digging. You can actually see this pipe right here. This is our new pipe that's running into the boat garage. And then we've got a water line right here as well. And here's the existing water line. Let's go out here into the yard and look at this big mess that we've got. What we have done is we dug a trench 90 feet long from the edge of this building all the way over to the boat garage. And then from the boat garage, we went 140 feet out to that building, okay? Using that tractor, courtesy of Christopher Violet. This project would not be getting done without him. So we dug this 4 to 5 foot deep. That is below the frost line. You can see all our pipes over here. This pipe right here is the one that's heating our house. Okay, the hot water flows through the house, blows heat everywhere through the house. That's how the house is heated. This white pipe here is the existing pipe that's running all the way out to that building. We're actually cutting this one out, bypassing it. And this green pipe down here, the very bottom of this ditch, is the one that is running over to the boat garage. Water lines are in here as well. So we used a tractor, dug it 4 foot deep, and then we've started filling it back in. So we're pretty much done with it now. We just have to have it all hooked up. You can see we dug right through here, and here's our septic system. So that's our septic tank. The junction box is pretty much right underneath where I'm standing. Had to hand dig that out to make sure we didn't break anything. We ran the pipes all the way through there. Pipes are running right through here, and they're coming into the building right around here. So let's go in the garage and we'll see what's up. Here is the pipe that is going to be tied into the boiler. The hot water is going to flow through this pipe. It is then going to run through this Modine heater. It's going to leave that heater and it's going to connect to this pipe right here, which this pipe runs all the way out to that back building. And then these 3 black pipes right here, these are going to be for our water. So I'm going to have a water hookup inside the shop here to have my pressure washer running off it, anything like that, a sink, anything I want to do. One of these lines is running to the back barn to have water in the back barn, and then one of these lines is running into the garden because we're going to have a spigot in the garden, which we'll show you guys here next. The green Thermopex pipe is running underground along with 2 of the water lines, and right here there's a junction. One of the water lines takes a hard left and it goes right over here into the garden. So we got Team Guppy's garden. We put ourselves a little hydrant in here that will never freeze in the winter. So that way we have water out here all summer long. I don't have to worry about dragging a hose from anywhere. So we added this in, and then the other water line and the rest of the green pipe flows all the way back here. Let's go out back. Surprise guest in the video, 2 more roosters. This is Gertrude, and that's Mary, also known as Gary and Mark. Okay. Somehow our Rhode Island Red chicks that we thought were all hens, 2 of them ended up being roosters. So not only do we have baby Roosty, but we now have 2 great big roosters. And that's the only one that ended up being a hen. Mary, or Martha. Okay. Come on in, guys. The final step of the heating system. This is the pipe that came all the way from the shop, the boat garage, and then the final water pipe, and it's going to tie in. And this is the existing system that we're taking out, so you can see actually how it works. And we're taking these pipes out. We're going to utilize this one. It's much more efficient. It's the right pipe. So yeah, that's it. Cut some holes in the concrete down here, and hopefully on the next video we'll have it all hooked up, courtesy of my second father, Larry Carter. Come here, Gary. Gary, tell everybody thanks for watching. See you on the next shop update. Folks at home, we're back at it. Shop update number 2 for the second season. We got Team Guppy back behind the camera. And as you guys can see, this looks a lot better than it did in the last update. We have finally got the wood boiler hooked up, courtesy of Mr. Jim, Larry Carter. Take a look in here. So here's our existing, or this is the new boiler water pipe that we just ran last episode. It was ran up the building and just sitting in here. We had different pipes connected. They have came in, ripped the old piping out. It's buried down in here. We hooked our new boiler pipes up, so we now officially have heat in both of the buildings. And then they did this little deal right here, which is kind of neat. So this is my water line coming from the house, and then it goes out to the shops and the garden. And then they put in this little tee off here. And what this allows me to do is, instead of filling the boiler up with water with a hose through the top vent, all I have to do is that I can unplug this pump, I can close this valve, and I can open this valve, and the pressure from the house is actually pumping water into my boiler right now. So that's pretty nifty. I actually drained the whole system once we got it hooked up. 400 gallons. I had to redo the central boiler water treatment deal, and I filled the whole thing up just like this. So pretty nifty, pretty ideal. Then I just open our valves back up, plug the pump back in, and we're up and running again. So pretty awesome for if I need to add water, which hopefully I never really have to, because there shouldn't be any leaks and the water just stays in it all the time. But if you ever have to, that's a pretty awesome little deal. Since our last video, winter has really set in here. We got this thing completed just before it really got cold. We got all the rocks picked out of the yard, and then came in with extra dirt and filled in all the spots that I didn't have enough dirt in from when we dug it. Pretty good. We got a few spots that we got to still work on, but we'll do that in the springtime. See here, we've got our lines ran up to our Modine heater. We mounted that to the ceiling with some Unistrut. We've got power coming down through the ceiling. It's actually wired right here into this thermostat. So right now it is 64 degrees, and I can control this off my cell phone. It's pretty legit. I'll turn it up. You can hear the fan turn on. Does a pretty good job. I got this thing covered up here. Let me pull this off because it's not permanently mounted yet, but this is just something I built to protect the water lines, and it just looks a little bit better. So let me slide this back. Boiler line coming from the boiler goes up through the heater, back down, and then it runs all the way to the back building. It returns from the back building on this line, jumps in to this line, which goes to the boiler, and it just recirculates over and over. So right now these pipes are around 180 degrees, the water flowing through them. And just the heat radiating off these pipes keeps the garage like 50, 55 degrees with lows in the 20s at night. So it's pretty good. That's without even running the heater. So it keeps it pretty comfortable in here, that's for sure. We've got our water lines connecting to this little header system here, and we have 2 outlets on either side for me to plug in a hose for a pressure washer. So we've got our line coming in, and then we've got a line going to the garden and a line going to the back building. We still got to fill this in with some rock. We're gonna put some cement in here. Then once this thing is permanently installed, I'm gonna have like some hinges on this right here. This will be able to lift up and it'll give me access to all my valves if I need to turn anything off and whatnot. So anyway, that's for another day. Now let's go out to the garden and see Team Guppy's hydrant in action. Welcome to the garden, and look at this. Team Guppy's hydrant. Pretty nifty little deal. So whenever I close this down, there's actually a vent down in the very bottom of here. It's like 6 foot down, and all the water drains out of it, so it'll never freeze during the winter. So pretty ideal. We just flip it up, water comes out. It's gonna be a big deal come summertime for Team Guppy. Look at, only one chicken out. And it's baby roasty. Come here, baby roasty. Look at him, he's eating. None of the hens want to be out with him. Amazing. Here is the end of it. So you can see we have our boiler pipe right here, water pipe, we got a little spigot off the side, and then it's tied into the existing piping that was already here. So hot water coming in, flowing through the radiator, and then this actually runs all the way back to the shop, and then from the shop it returns back to the wood boiler. So that is it. We still got to fill in the rest of this. We're gonna put some rock down and then put some concrete back in here to kind of finish it off. Special thank you, Larry Carter and his buddy Jim, that came over and hooked all my boiler lines up and all my water lines. Pretty awesome. Thank you very much. Tune in next week. Listen to that. It's Baby Roosty. And Rebecca. Good night, Rebecca.